I'm still a sucker for the theater. You know, I started when I was 9. I sat in the theater with my mother. She took me to see a play in Cleveland, Ohio. And I just remember thinking, I want to do that. And that never left me. I thought there was something else to be said about that play and about that musical. And it was magical to put it in Yiddish, which I didn't understand. I still don't. But I know the story. I know the characters very well. Hearing it in another language makes you say, oh, I get it. Oh, yeah. I hear kids say, it's like being bullied at school. Right.
Hi, I'm Bruce Sabath. I play Laser Wolf and I understudy Tevye.
Hi, I'm Joy Hermalyn. I play Yenta and Grandma Seigla. For me, this is one of my favorite shows. This will be my 4th production of Fiddler on the Roof. First one in Yiddish, for sure. I was not in it the first go-around. I'm very happy to join. I had a very rigorous audition process while I was in Chicago doing Fiddler in English with our Steve, Tevye.
Yeah, I mean, I first played Tevye in high school and then in college. And then my first professional Tevye was about 8 years ago. But of course, it grows and it deepens over time. I actually have a one-man show called Searching for Tevye, which I premiered about a year ago in my hometown of Rochester and have since performed here in New York and other places. And I'm bringing it back to Don't Tell Mama for 2 performances.
Hello, I'm Stephanie Lynne Mason and I play Huddle.
Hi, I'm Drew Seigla and I play Perchik.
Also, I looked into his eyes and I felt like I had known him my entire life. And it was amazing. However, what I will say is that...
and we both were single.
We were both single.
At the time.
And so he had 2 weeks to learn the show. And when I found out he got the role, and like any actor, and I was just trying to be a professional, I said, if you needed any help, you need anything, I'm here for you. And
I desperately needed help. It was my first show in Yiddish, and Dan Kahn, who played Perchik, was so good, and I didn't want the show to fall down at all. I wanted to keep it up and be really good. I was like, can we please review lines together? And
we did.
And we did, but it felt like it ended up us pretty much just being on a date.
Right. I'm Jennifer Babiak and I play Golda.
And I'm Steven Skybell and I play Tevye in the Fiddler on the Roof in Yiddish.
Being in the same room together is so overwhelmingly special. But getting to do this show again, these parts, tell this story in this time is just absolutely incredible.
Yeah, and we did have plans, as was said earlier today. We were going to go to China, and then there was going to be a national tour. There was going to be another production in Australia. All that got scrapped. So we've been sort of sitting for 2.5 years, hoping that we could do some more of the Yiddish Fiddler so that we get to start up again in New York at yet our 3rd venue, New World Stages. It's just a delight, and I can't imagine the day that I would get tired of playing Tevye or being in Fiddler on the Roof, because it is such a perfect, beautiful, meaningful, relevant, funny musical.
We realized early on, about 10 years ago, that audiences weren't, that the audience that spoke Yiddish as their lingua franca was diminishing all the time. But we realized that there was still an audience that wanted to hear this language and wanted to see theater in this language. So we, in our desire to produce different shows, of course, came up with the idea of doing Fiddler after, Fiddler being the quintessential show that came from Yiddish material, of course, written by Shalom Aleichem. And because we realized that people would understand, would know the story, so many people would come, and people would know the lyrics. Many people. We realized we still would have the super titles, but still people would come to the theater and experience it and say that they stopped looking at the super titles because they just wanted to be present with what was going on, and of course they knew basically what was going on. So that is our goal with this production. We believe that it has that kind of power. Fiddler itself being this probably the most successful Broadway musical of all time.